It's ladies' night in Cardiff with enough estrogen to turn Imperium into Golden Girls. Gentlemen, raise your beverages. It is an NXT party.
Live on the Lifetime Network.
This is NXT UK.
Yeah.
The meatloaf.
Oh my god.
It's too early for this shit.
Support, no DQ.
Welcome everybody to the NXT party for episode number 63 of NXT UK. I'm your host, the Rated R reviewer Stephen Osborne, joined as always by the General Jerry Slaughter.
Good morning, wrestling fans.
And today, we've got the dynamic duo again with us. The Cleaver Colin Andrew, the Holiday Chris Mace. How's it going, boys?
Going good.
Well, this episode of NXT UK was good.
It was pretty much like a lot of mid-card stuff, but very heavy on the women's matches.
Oh, very heavy on women's everything, including the women being heavy. We start the show with a heavy woman. Not only is she in the match, but she literally comes out first.
Yeah.
Piper Niven. And she's facing Isla Dawn. Now, this is interesting because I just had a conversation with Evan on last week's show about how Piper Niven and Isla Dawn are both in the mid-card.
Mm-hmm.
It's just they're like the upper mid-card of the women's division. And suddenly we have a match between the two of them. And I don't know who's going to win. Because honestly, it seems like it should be Piper Niven because she's got the size. And she's only had one loss since she's been there. And it was to Rhea Ripley, who she already beat. And they managed to say that on commentary and completely just fuck with my head. It drives me crazy. 50-50 booking is bad enough. But when they bring it up on commentary and just pick at you with it, you're like, come on, man. Either they're good or they're bad. Like, pick one. And stick to talking about just that. You may seem like a heel or you may seem like a stupid babyface commentator like Michael Cole. Yeah. But whatever. Pick one. Don't just sit there and be like, well, yeah, but meh. Yeah, 50-50 booking is bad enough, but you don't just sit there and say it like it's the thing.
Yeah.
To talk about Piper Niven. It's like, she is undefeated other than that loss, and that's what you should be saying. Isla Dawn, on the other hand, has had a lot of losses.
Yeah. And that's something they actually mentioned as well. It's like, she's fought with the best of them. Jenny, Toni Storm, Rhea Ripley.
And then Jerry says...
and she's lost to all of them.
All of them. They mention Nina Samuels. And how she won against Nina Samuels twice. And then the last time they faced each other, she lost. And I'm like, again... I literally said out loud to the TV, shut the fuck up, Nigel. Shut the fuck up. Just stop. Just stop. Either they're good at what they do or they're bad. Like, pick one. Don't just... Anyway, I'm sorry. It's one of those things that just annoys the shit out of me. I don't know about you guys. Colin, does it annoy you?
Yeah, dude. Flip flop, flip flop, flip flop. It's like that thing from The Office with the vasectomy. Snip snap, snip snap, snip snap. You know, just no. It drives me crazy because I mean, Piper has a little bit less of a 50-50 booking than Isla does, but at the same time, you can't just keep you got to push them or you got to keep them down. Like, stop with this. All right, you're going to win this week, lose next week, win this week, lose next week, and then you're going to lose again, then you're going to win again. It's just no, it doesn't work. It doesn't bring me into the characters. It doesn't have me invest into the characters, and that's in the end what you want. So
I would rather see a win or a losing streak broken, than a win-loss. You know, always more losses than wins, but occasionally a win, but it never ends up mattering.
He touched on the whole thing of character. Chris, did you actually start seeing shades of finally Isla Dawn possibly making a heel turn in this match? Because I kind of got that vibe off of her, like, frustrations in this match.
I got that vibe too. I like this. Probably one of the better Isla Dawn matches I've seen. I actually enjoyed a Piper Niven match. I'm kind of surprised. I actually enjoyed this match a lot. I thought it was very entertaining, but the commentary did kind of kill it. Okay, I understand. Okay, she's won every match but lost this one. But you got that win over Rick. I don't care. Just, you don't have to remind everybody. If you're watching every week, you don't have to remind everybody this week about, oh, well, she's barely won, or she only beat this person twice, but then she lost again. Okay, stop, because like I said,
there's Goldberg's streak, and then there's Isla Dawn's like win-loss record.
Well,
you know,
and for that matter, there was who was it? Zack Ryder's partner,
Kurt Hawkins.
There was Kurt Hawkins' streak.
Yeah,
and it got broken. Well, sort of. I don't think he's had a singles win since.
Yeah,
no,
he's a tag match. Yes,
no, that tag match is his golden ticket.
Tag match.
But technically, he got a win. I see. Like I said, I would much rather see a character go out there and lose like 5 weeks in a row.
Yeah.
And then just come out and squeak by a victory, and just like that's more entertaining than somebody that's just lost in the mid card. They are fodder.
Okay, this doesn't pertain to NXT UK, but it kind of pertains to what we're talking about right now. NXT. Give us more Bugenhagen.
Yeah, where the fuck is Bugenhagen?
Like, he's on that one episode and he lost.
But then he came out for an encore.
Yeah.
In I guess it was a YouTube clip.
And it looked like he was going to be so huge and so awesome. They even renamed him. And we haven't seen him since.
We even got a clip of him meeting
Dexter Lumis.
Dexter Lumis, yes.
Yeah.
And it looked like they might become a tag team, but then Lumis ended up in the tournament, and we haven't seen him since.
No.
Jesus, dude. Oh, I think it's time for them to debut as a tag team.
Oh, that'd be such a great tag team. But onward with this match.
I have one note, and that's Piper Niven wins the match with a headbutt and then a Michinoku driver.
Oh, for me, that match was all about that side suplex from Isla Dawn. Yes, that side suplex was fantastic. The one Piper Niven hit on Isla Dawn, that looked scary. It looked like she landed more on her, like the body slam that she landed on her. We were talking about it while we were watching the match. She works stiff, but she doesn't work seemingly that safe. She's a big chick and all, and she's got that power to her, but that doesn't mean anything if she's going to be careless with her opponent.
Yeah, just because and that's what I said, just because she's a big girl that wrestles, like, you don't have to, and she's a babyface, you don't have to, like, just assume that she's going to be fucking Vader.
Yeah.
Her moveset is Vader, but then again, so is Dave Mastiff.
Yeah.
But he actually, when he does his crossbody like that, he runs at the opponent and he sends his weight horizontally across their chest.
Yeah.
She just jumps into their chest and almost folds them under themselves.
Mm-hmm.
And she did that to Rhea Ripley in their last match.
Yeah.
And for a moment, it looked like she did some actual damage to Ripley's leg.
Yeah.
And my note about this match that I didn't have to write down is exactly that, though. She does not work very safe, and I'm not just going to assume she's a good wrestler because oh, okay, she's a big girl and she's getting in there with all these,
You can't assume
models.
that. You can't assume that anymore at all. So.
I'm not even impressed with the moveset. Like, if it was impressive, then maybe you'd be like, yeah, keep working on it. But it's like, I don't know. Anyway, let's move on from that match. Yeah, sounds like a good plan. Next up, we've got Ilya Dragunov. He's in the back. He's coming out of the trainer's room. Trainer/doctor. Actually, it was the trainer doctor.
Yeah, it's a trainer doctor.
Doctor Trainer.
The
Trainer doctor.
He trains the doctor.
It's weird. No comma, no slash, no forward slash, no nothing. No nothing. Side note, I got to see Slash on Saturday. That's the VIP ticket. Yeah, I got to see Slash with Axl Rose.
Yeah.
And I got to see Slash a few years ago with Miles Kennedy.
Yep.
And I will tell you this now, after seeing them both live, Miles Kennedy does a better Axl Rose than Axl Rose does.
Oh, Miles Kennedy is awesome. It's impossible not to sing like meddling at the top of your lungs anytime Edge comes out. So.
Right. So Ilya Dragunov is coming out of the trainer's room and he gets approached by some interviewer that's got a really long microphone. And
overcompensating like crazy.
He's asking him about his shoulder because he's got ice on it, and he's like, "Clearly, I'm not cleared to wrestle."
It wasn't just ice, dude. It was like one of those bags of fucking Sonic stuff that, like, the crushed ice. It was like huge. It's just tucked under his shirt.
He's like, "I'm getting all kinds of cold for no reason." So he's not cleared to wrestle, but he gets approached by Alexander Wolf, who tells him that he likes him. He really likes him, so much so that he is going to take his spot in that match for him, and he's going to go out there and win, I think he said. But,
yeah.
And he tells Ilya that he needs to... I just watched Batman a week and a half ago. The, 84 Batman? Or 86, whatever it was, 89. The 80s Batman. It harkens back to Jack Nicholson, man. Just, he says, think about your future.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Right before he shoots the detective.
Detective Eckhart. You ain't got no future, Jack.
Yep.
So what is this? I'm gonna go with Chris first. What is this? Like, what are they doing here?
Either it's a possibility they're gonna try to get him an Imperium, or it's all just shenanigans, and now Wolf's trying to just fuck with him pretty much, and just maybe they're gonna set up a feud once he gets back from his shoulder injury, or he gets all that ice off his shoulder or whatnot. Because realistically, I don't think they need any more members of Imperium. I think 4 is perfect. That's the perfect amount of members for Imperium. You don't need to add anybody else. So I think they're trying just to fuck with. Wolf's just trying to fuck with him at this point. Is going to set up a match later down the road.
Now, I do agree with your statement, all of it. But Jerry mentioned earlier.
Yeah. I was gonna let Colin say his piece first.
Well, I was just gonna get this in.
Okay. Well, currently, or I'm pretty sure it's currently, Walter.
If you're good.
Walter and Drago.
Yeah. Go ahead, Colin, because you're the one that actually posted the news in Armbar about it. So.
Yes. Walter and Dragunov are, I believe it's your
WXW.
MLX or MXW.
It's WXW, yeah.
There is history between these two. These two on the independent scene are like this. Like, I really see a 5th member of Imperium on the horizon if they play it right, because in the independents, Dragunov and Ringkampf are close, very close. So he's pretty much the unofficial member of Ringkampf, so why wouldn't they try to make this into something? As you see, all 4 members of Imperium are bigger statured gentlemen, especially Walter and Alexander Wolf. So having the smaller little hitman, I mean, I know they call Wolf the Axeman and everything.
I was gonna say kind of like a mercenary for the group.
Yeah. So I have been wanting to see this build since I posted that article in Armbar, because I was going to bring that up too. And so hopefully this plays out correctly, because I don't know, maybe if they ever bring that European Championship back and there's a tournament, maybe Dragunov can be the one to win it instead of Wolf and join it. You know what I mean? Who knows? So,
I can also see Eichner possibly dropping the ball when him and Bartel go for the tag belts. Him getting kicked out and Dragunov brought in.
Yeah, because he really is the fifth wheel.
Yeah, he's the one that doesn't really
that
fit
actually
in.
makes sense.
He's the one that really hasn't fit into the group, because you gotta figure there's so much history between Walter, Bartel, and Wolf compared to Eichner. Eichner is still pretty much the new guy.
He's only there because he was a tag team partner with Marcel Bartel prior to Walter, and then Wolf coming to NXT UK.
Yeah. So now it's almost like that new friend that's just kind of hanging out. That's like, hey,
you can tell he's always so happy to be there because he's supposed to have a serious face on him. But
he wants to not smile, you know.
And he can't do a stance worth shit either. If you look at everybody else do their pose, and you look at frickin' Fabian Eichner.
All right, let's not talk bad about Eichner. I still am a fan.
I am too. But I'm just saying.
I can see.
If you look at it,
I can see Eichner going after Imperium after that, possibly getting his own group together. Possibly that's how like if they brought in Timothy Thatcher somehow, that's who you have him team up with, since he's a former member of the whole Ring Golf group.
Well, up to this point, I just always felt like I was giving Eichner the opportunity to just like merge into this group after so long, you know, just be there so long that eventually, you know, he is Imperium, but on the other hand, or Ring Comp, on the other hand, you know, now that I know all of this history between Walter and Ilya Dragunov, especially that YouTube video you brought up where we saw the interview that they were doing it in German.
Yeah, that was so excellent.
So, I feel like that would be a much better storyline, is for him to come in and Eichner to get kicked out. As much as I love the tag team of Eichner and Marcel Bartel, maybe Wolf and Marcel Bartel would be able to capture the tag team titles for them.
Yeah. That actually makes a little more sense, I believe.
But see, I could also see it too that they end up doing, if they do what we all keep wanting to do for War Games with Undisputed and Imperium. What if it's Eichner the one that loses the match for Imperium, and then they kick him out and replace him with Dragunov? That could be a scenario too.
That would be interesting. They offered the spot to Dragunov. It's like Eichner welcomes like the fifth member. Like, who's saying anything about there being a fifth member?
Oh, nice. So after this, we get a video package for The Hunt. That is the Animal and who is he? The Wild Boar.
Yep.
Mike Hitchman. And
Primate.
Jay Melrose, the Primate, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And they're coming back next week to wrestle.
Nobody cares.
Yeah.
They're getting a little bit better. They're finding their footing, but at the same time, do I see them being, you know, worthy candidates to go against the tag team champions at this point? No,
not even.
Not even remotely close at this point.
Best thing they got going for them right now is that they've got this 3-person thing going with Mastiff.
Yeah, but even then, Mastiff's on the shelf right now too. So
yeah, so let's just move on to the interview with Piper Niven. Radzy's there, and he's just asking her, like, where does she go from this win? And before she can really answer, she's interrupted by Jenny, who says, because she's talking about, you know, the women's title and how everybody's going for it, but she doesn't really get to challenge for it or anything. She just gets interrupted.
Yeah.
From the front by Jenny, who says that she's going to be the next women's champ, but then from the back by Jazzy Gabbard, who clubs her over the back of the neck with her forearm.
Yeah.
And beats on her for a little bit. Feud.
And cool. Pretty much, I'm not sure if it was Piper doing all the coughing, but somebody needed Ricola. I mean,
That was-
seriously, like all I heard was like.
Now, I'm going to fast forward to a Johnny Saint tweet we get before the main event. This match is going to happen next week, but it's not going to be Jenny, it's going to be Jazzy.
Yep.
Jazzy Gabbert versus Piper Niven, and sure, cool, why not? Two big chicks. Maybe,
The Viper versus the Nuclear Man Woman.
Colin, who you got next week? Is Jazzy going to get the win, or is Niven going to beat Jazzy Gabbert?
Okay, so obviously we're this little segment of no, I'm going to be the next champion. No, I'm going to be the next champion.
Very good. That was very well done.
I mean, spot on. I got 4 sisters, dude. You know,
yes.
lay it down real quick. But no, they're obviously building something towards these two. So I see Piper beating up the big ugly friend, and then and going after Miss Priss herself in a #1 contenders match for Kaylee Ray.
That actually sounds feasible.
But then Jenny gets the win with Jazzy Gabbert's help.
Yeah.
Yep. Big girl's revenge.
Chris,
So-
you got Jazzy or you got Piper Niven here next week?
I'm going to go the opposite. I'm going to go Jazzy because I'm going to say Jenny's going to somehow interfere. It's going to allow Jazzy to be able to pick up the win.
Interesting. Jerry?
It's a bold choice there, Cotton.
Yep.
I think in the long run, I think Jazzy and Jenny are going to get themselves disqualified, and I think that's going to bring out Chris Mace's favorite wrestler, Toni Storm, from whatever funk she's in, and that's going to bring her back into. You guys can shake your heads all you want. She's eventually going to return. We hate that. We don't like it at all.
But they got to put her somewhere. So
Yeah.
it'll be Piper Niven and Toni Storm versus Jazzy Gabbert.
Right,
and
main
Jenny.
roster.
Yeah.
There you go.
Aside from a Toni Storm return, I feel like it's got to go to somehow to Piper Niven
Yeah.
because
There you go.
Jazzy Gabbert is the muscle.
Yeah.
She's not the mouthpiece. She's not the person that's going to get the title shot. Probably that's Jenny.
Yeah.
So Jenny needs to get a win over Piper Niven using Jazzy, because that's the only reason she's different now than the last time she had a shot at the title and failed.
Yeah.
Is that now she has the muscle.
Mhm.
So you, again, like I said several weeks ago, you build up this character that always uses Jazzy Gabbert to get the win, and now you've got something that's different from the thing that failed the first time.
Well, that's also what I was getting at, is the fact that Jazzy's pretty much there to soften up Piper for Jenny to get to that #1 spot.
So they get disqualified.
Yes.
I'm thinking somehow Piper Niven gets the victory. All right. Up next, Alexander Wolf versus Saxon Huxley, who gets the crowd
Jesus.
chanting, "Let's go, Jesus." Yes, let's go, Jesus.
Right.
That was glorious.
Alexander Wolf looks like an insane person.
Yes.
He really does. He pulls it off nicely.
Mhm.
Colin, your thoughts on this match?
I thought it was a good match. I thought this was Alexander Wolf's toughest match to date since he has returned with Imperium.
Definitely.
Singles match, that is.
Yeah.
I don't know. I really haven't seen too much of the Saxton fella, so getting to see him work was nice. Wolf, they're pushing Wolf right, in my
Yeah.
opinion. He's doing everything right. I like at the end he kind of brought a little more to himself after he won the match with the sit-down powerbomb #1.
That is exactly what I have in my notes.
Yep.
Sit out
powerbomb.
powerbomb #1.
And, you know, normally Imperium just gets up and they strike their pose and that's it. And he kind of threw a couple hand gestures out and
Mhm.
kind of worked the camera a little bit. I'm glad Wolf is finally getting the spot that he deserves in the company. But no, great match. I want to see this match again, actually. I want to see these guys go at it again because, like I said, Saxton gave him the best run so far in a match. So props to both guys. And I don't know, just keep doing what you're doing with Alexander Wolf. I don't really care what direction you go, rip him from Imperium or not, whatever, but just keep pushing him because the guy is money.
Well, I disagree. I don't want to see this match again. I want to see something different for Alexander Wolf. But everything else I agree with. Chris, your thoughts on this match?
For once, I'm actually going to disagree with you. I'm going to actually like to see the match again. I thought Saxton Huxley, I thought he was very damn impressive in this match with Alexander Wolf. I'm glad it wasn't a squash match. Saxton Huxley, one main singles match I can remember having was the first round of the UK tournament he had to crown the first UK champion. So it's been a while since I remember seeing him, but I thought he was pretty impressive. It wasn't a squash match. It wasn't. He got completely dominated. He had good back and forth action. They were competitive, good storytelling. Wolf being overconfident and everything like that, and it almost cost him. But I thought it was a pretty damn good match. I was really pleasantly surprised by this match. I'd love to see it one more time.
Well, Huxley has had singles matches on NXT UK. He went from a singles wrestler to a tag team wrestler, and he was a tag team for a brief stint with Tyson T-Bone.
Yeah.
And he's just gotten out of that, and they're like, I wonder how that's going to affect his win-loss record. And I'm like, well, let me tell you, it wasn't good for it. Yeah, I don't think, because Tyson T-Bone hasn't had a win since he debuted. So anytime he tagged with Tyson T-Bone, you can be assured he lost that fucking match.
Yeah.
So him going solo has got to be the best thing that he's done for his career since he stopped going solo. Jerry, your thoughts?
I think Saxton Huxley showed me a lot more in this match, like personality-wise and moveset-wise, that he has shown me in the past. But I don't think his place is here. I think, granted, we mentioned him a little bit ago, maybe make some sort of like crazy person fucking faction out of him, Boogs, and Dexter Loomis. Make them almost like some sort of like inmates at like running the asylum kind of thing. Almost like a small job squad.
Now you say he has personality.
Yeah,
but I defy you to name one move of his. To name one, like, just Saxon Huxley move. Like, nobody else does it but him. Name one move.
Nobody does a move but him?
Like, at least in NXT UK.
Oh, Luthez Press.
It was a very different Luthez Press.
Yeah.
That's still a basic move, though.
Yeah, but it's a very unorthodox looking one.
If he continues to do it like that, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now what we're talking about
is
he jumps up like a fucking frog, and then Luthez presses the guy. And okay, yeah, that was original, but I mean, it's so fucking basic.
Sometimes the most basic of maneuvers are the best ones.
If I was programming a wrestler in a video game, the Luthez press would be like the B button move. Guys running at you, the B button move. Like, it wouldn't be anything complicated. It's just the B button move. So, I've got a few notes, but they're all Alexander Wolf. Like, my first one, it shows some personality from Wolf. And by personality, again, I mean, he's like a crazy person. He pulls down the knee pad of Huxley, and when Huxley bends down to pull it up, he just kicks him in the face. And by in the face, I mean literally
in
kicks
the
him in the face. Holy shit, he kicked him right in. Like, I don't think there was an angle that would show space between. Like, he kicked him in the face.
In the face.
I can't stress that enough.
In the face.
Just watch that kick. Like, it looked like he might have knocked his tooth out.
Kicked him.
Anyway, Wolfgang dodges a big boot that Huxley goes to do, and you know what? Even his big boot looks awful. Every big boot he went to do looked awful.
Yeah.
It's like he's so tall, like he should be able to kick over the top rope, but he's so weird about it. So weird about it. Anyway, he goes for this big boot. Wolfgang dodges, so he gets caught up in the top rope, and Wolf, Alexander Wolf, comes off of the ropes And Pump kicks him in the face
Yep.
off of the top rope. And then follows that with a running forearm into the corner, German suplex out of the corner, and then that sit out power bomb number 1 for the pinfall.
Well, even like Alexander Wolf's like entrance, but with him standing in front of the Imperium Titantron and everything, there's just this air of menace to him that even him just standing alone matches up with all 4 members. Like he's got this crazy look to him, and just like this dead stare out to the ring. That it's almost like he knows he's about to have fun in there. He's about to dismantle someone.
I think it helped that he was wearing like this leather jacket as opposed to the tracksuit.
Well, he's
like,
wearing that and an Imperium shirt, so.
Yeah. This was a good match.
Mm-hmm.
It wasn't great. We saw more offense out of Saxon Huxley. I don't think it was necessarily good offense.
Yeah.
But this wasn't a match to showcase Saxon Huxley. This was a match to showcase Alexander Wolf.
And they did a great job.
We can rename Imperium the Wolfgang.
No, it's already a Wolfgang.
Okay, so after this we got an interview backstage with Ashton Smith.
Colin, you got tiny.
They're asking him about his loss streak, basically. And he gets interrupted by the grizzled young veterans. I don't know why. Why do they care about a singles wrestler? But they want to make fun of him for his win-loss streak. And
Nope.
he wants to make fun of the grizzled young veterans for the fact that they've lost both tag team championship matches.
Yeah. He's lost like pretty much every match that he's been in since he's been in the company. And he's gonna give them crap over them losing their belts.
They were the inaugural champions.
Yeah.
They beat Mustache Mountain. They held those belts for like 8 months.
Yeah.
Finally lost them and weren't able to get them back with their rematch. That is legitimately 2 matches in a row, both title matches that they lost. But I mean, they're supposed to be the bad guys here, but they make great points. They say, "Don't talk to us like that because we
run the locker room, okay?" So I think what's going to happen from here is he's going to go find himself a tag team partner, and we'll probably get that match next week or maybe in 2 weeks.
That'll be cool. Yeah, Ashton Smith says they're not locker room leaders because nobody in the locker room likes them, and he's going to go back to the locker room and talk to his friends. And they say the interview's over. Get out of here.
Jog on.
Jog on.
Very Britishy.
Almost that thing in South Park that the aliens were. Never mind.
It's a 5-minute road we don't need to go down.
All right. I was trying to think of a question for this, and I think the best question here is, who is Ashton Smith's partner going to be? Let's start with Chris.
I guess Oliver Carter would make sense. Put him on TV and see.
Oh God!
So I don't see them winning this match anyway. So just put him with him. He's already been jobbing. First 2 matches already lost. So why not? I don't know who else really to put with him.
That would be an interesting way to finally turn Ashton Smith heel.
Colin.
I don't know. I could see them throwing somebody stupid like Travis Banks or I don't know. But the highlight of this segment for me was James Drake had a new fucking suit on. So
yeah,
it was really sharp looking.
Jerry, who's your pick for the partner?
And he actually said 3 words.
Yep. He kind of went the whole like repetitive for the 3 words, but yeah. God, I just hope it's not Sid Scala.
No. I think it's going to be I think it's going to be a returning Amir Jordan.
Oh, that actually make a little bit of sense.
I forgot about him.
Well, what about Kenny Williams? They actually get along, and
might be Kenny Williams.
I think they actually did team together before him and Amir Jordan did. So.
My question, is it going to be somebody that's in the jobber status like him, or is it going to be somebody that's legitimate, like somebody that's got some wins?
there's not many faces there in the, like NXT UK right now that aren't doing something already. So
yeah, and returning Amir Jordan to me seems like a good idea.
yeah,
Because Kenny Williams is kind of tied up with Noam Dar right now, isn't he?
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So that would make sense, like especially if they came out to Amir Jordan's music, because he still does whoop things to that. So
Why don't you be Jack fucking Stars or something?
Well, no, we've got Jack Stars next.
Oh, I think Jack Stars is a little incapacitated.
So he's referring to our next match. We've got a match, quote unquote. We've got a newcomer here at NXT UK. He is an oldie but goodie, apparently, because he's actually a wrestling trainer.
Yeah.
There in Cardiff. He is Mike Bird.
Yep.
The word, Mike Bird.
Yep.
Bird.
There is the word.
I like the fact that he came out in an orange outfit. That was great. Other than that, whatever. Versus Jack Stars. Now, Jack Stars doesn't even make it to the ring. He doesn't even make it down the ramp. They're on the
Makes
stage.
it a little bit down the ramp.
Maybe rolling down the ramp.
No, he got drugged out.
Oh, yeah, that's right. So Mark Coffey and Wolfgang gang up on this guy. Poor Jack Stars. He can never catch a break. And they beat him down. They go down to the ring.
Oh, he catches those hands a lot.
Yeah. They tell Mike Bird that he can send a message to two of his former students who are from, of course, Cardiff. That is the South Wales subculture, Flash Morgan Webster, the man with 3 names, and Mark Andrews. Mandrews, the guy that you should never try to vertically suplex.
General rule number 1.
Number 1.
And they proceed to beat the shit out of Mike Bird.
Yeah.
And that was the message.
Yep.
Who didn't see that coming?
And then you have Flash Morgan Webster and Mark Andrew try to come out. Flash Morgan Webster doesn't make it all the way sliding into the ring. Joe Coffey just comes out of left field jogging.
This blew my
He's
mind.
running behind him.
Yeah.
Well, first things first. The music
I thought they
hits.
were side by side for a minute because Joe Coffey was going faster.
The music hits way too early. Mark Andrews' music comes on, and you're like, okay, wait, where are they? And then like 20 seconds later, it shows them running down the rampway, but there's 3 dudes running, and I'm like, okay, okay, Mark Andrews and Flash Morgan Webster, who the fuck? They have a friend? But then suddenly, you notice it's Joe Coffey, and he just snatches Flash Morgan Webster from getting in the ring and proceeds to beat him down. And of course, now it's 2-on-1, Joe Coffey and Wolfgang versus Mark Andrews, and they beat him down. And fucking Gallus stands tall, sir. They do that triple handshake that I think is super cool.
Yep.
Their music plays. Love the music.
So any notion of Gallus possibly going face in any way, shape, or form, that just went out the window a second ago.
Yeah.
Gone.
So hopefully this is going to lead to a match between not Joe Coffey, but Mark Coffey and Wolfgang. Maybe Joe Coffey and Mark Coffey.
No, I think it'll be Wolfgang and Mark Coffey, because I think Joe still has designs for the
UK Championship.
UK Championship. He heel or not, dude, he wants Walter.
Mm-hmm.
So let's go with who wins that match. Colin.
Joe Coffey versus Walter, you're talking about?
No, we're talking the Southwest Subculture versus Gallus for the tag team titles.
Well, obviously, Mandrews and Webster are transitional champions. I mean, we're not going to go off of a good run that the Grizzled Young Veterans had, being the first champions. I don't see them going from one long reign to another long reign. So I expect them, I mean, if we want to do faction warfare, right, yes, Gallus taking the titles would be the way to go, and if you want two members of Imperium to go after it, go for it. So, in my opinion, Gallus should have won that match in the first place. So I'm going with the Gallus boys.
That's my thoughts.
Any combination of the three, I don't care.
If they wanted Gallus to have the titles, then Gallus would have just won them in the triple threat. I think, yes, Flash Morgan Webster and Mark Andrews are transitional champions, but they're transitional champions to put it on a different heel team, and I think that's going to be whatever team of two people from Imperium go for those titles. Because by the time we roll around to War Games, I really, really, really want Undisputed Era versus Imperium inside War Games and all of the titles to be there.
Yeah.
And as we all do.
I would hope we would see the European Championship by then as the mid-card title on Alexander Wolf or Ilya Dragunov, whichever. Who cares? As long as all the titles are in the... I mean, briefly...
Or Marcel Bartel.
Yeah.
Give him a singles championship and give Eichner and Wolf the tag titles.
I mean, I still would rather see Jordan Devlin be the first champion, but that could still happen between now and War Games.
There's time.
There's
time.
I don't know. I don't think there's that much time, but one can hope. Chris, who do you have? Do you have Gallus winning the titles or the South Wales subculture retaining?
I love Gallus, but I want him to win the tag titles. I don't see him winning it at this point. I see Imperium taking the tag belts from Flash Morgan Webster and them. I see him winning the tag titles eventually, and then Gallus chasing Imperium for the tag titles later down the road. That's what I see happening.
Jerry?
They're going to hold on to the belts for a little bit longer, but now we have an interesting development as of today, I think it was. I brought it up in chat rooms and also in Armbar, is the fact that the WWE Cruiserweight Championship is now the NXT Championship, Cruiserweight Championship. So I could actually see after this set of tapings, possibly we have Flash Morgan Webster and Mark Andrew possibly breaking up, just so one of them could also go for the Cruiserweight Championship. Because that'd be an interesting singles belt to put on Mark Andrew.
It would. I don't know if I'd like to see it, though. I think Mark Andrew is more of a mid-card, heavyweight contender, even though he's not a heavyweight.
Yeah.
He stacks up better against heavyweights because the moves that he does look more, I don't want to say devastating, but they look cooler on a big dude. When you watch, if you watch him do the God help me, the Stun Dog Millionaire.
Yeah.
No, I hate that name. If you watched him do that on Rey Mysterio,
it wouldn't be effective.
It wouldn't look as cool. I think most of his moveset looks cool because he does it on bigger guys.
Well, that's the thing with Flash Morgan Webster. I'm still not high on the guy as a singles competitor. But you put him in a tag team. You put him in a tag team with Mark Andrew, he looks good. You possibly put him in heel form. I think he'd actually look really cool as a heel. But right now, as a babyface singles competitor, it just doesn't work for him. He just instantly unlikable. He's like a jar of mayonnaise just kind of sitting in the sun.
So we got to see the Grizzled Young Veterans get their one-on-one rematch for the titles. They failed. This is us getting to see Gallus having their one-on-one match that they wanted with Grizzled Young Veterans. This time they get it with the South Wales subculture.
You just like saying their name.
SWSC.
Yep.
So it's a different match, but they get their singles match now, and they're going to get that out of the way as well.
Yeah.
That's what I see this as. Mark Andrews and Flash Morgan Webster retain and hopefully go on to drop it to Imperium. Hopefully.
I want to touch on one thing real quick that Jerry said. Brought up the heel Andrews thing. Well, in Progress right now, he is kind of a heel. He helped Eddie Dennis
Yep.
beat Walter for the Progress World Title
Dark
2
Angels.
weeks ago. So, yeah, he went a little dark. I'd like to see it, so I just wanted to bring that up real quick. Moving on.
Support, no DQ.
We are on to the main event. Tonight's main event was actually the only match that we knew we were getting this week, and I'm surprised I fucking remembered it. Like, just on the drive here to come watch the show.
As what match are you at? You're like Tegan Knox versus Kaylee Ray. Like, what other matches?
And then I listed off one of the matches we got a week or two ago. I was just like, I don't know.
And this was it. This is all they actually mentioned.
It was like a 12 or 13 minute match.
They gave them a lot of time for like a women's match
For
main event.
Kaylee Ray to work on that leg and just put this look of devastating pain on Tegan Knox's face. Let me tell you, I wasn't necessarily impressed with everything she did move-wise in the ring, but her selling of that leg, and just being in that much pain until she had to climb the ropes.
Oh yeah.
Obviously, she's got to climb the ropes with the leg. There's nothing you can do about it. But Jesus, man, like, I think Toni Storm can learn a thing or two from Tegan Knox.
She can learn like 100 different things from Tegan Knox,
including how to do a Shining Wizard.
Yeah. Good God.
Chris, your thoughts on the main event?
It was interesting. I really enjoyed it. There's one moment where my first thing popped in my mind was dumb babyface syndrome. So you're in a guillotine, you were able to power out and break it, and it made it worse when the commentator going, go for the cover, you gotta pin it right now, and then she goes right back in the guillotine. Why not go for the pin right there? Like, so sometimes I was like, that's a dumb babyface syndrome right there. And then towards the end of the match, your knee's injured. I know you're trying to go for a win. You're trying to get Kaylee Ray on the outside. You got her on the outside. You're about to try to kick her, but you know your leg's injured. Why in the fuck are you going to try to go for a kick knowing your knee is injured right that moment in the storyline and storytelling? And then you're going to just fuck yourself up and end up losing the match because of you fucking up that. That's where it's like sometimes like dumb babyface syndrome was kicking in that moment in the match. But I was impressed. But either way, I was impressed with the match for the most part. Like I said, just a couple things in my opinion was just like, what the fuck are you thinking at the moment? Because I was actually getting invested in the match. And see, if I get like that, I get passionate about it. I'm really getting invested in the match, and I was really invested in this match. By far, it's one of my favorite Kaylee Ray matches. I will say that. So,
yeah.
Colin?
So you were invested?
Yeah, in the match, yes, I was invested.
Colin, were you invested in the match?
Invested, yeah. Good shit.
It's too early for this sometimes.
Alright, sorry. Colin, what'd you do that?
You're fine. No, I thought this was a good match.
Right.
I could watch Tegan sell that all day because she's done a great job. And props to her for wrestling in both those braces because that's got to be such a bitch. But the one thing I don't like, this is my thing. This is like when you have a knee brace and you attack it. I love how nobody touches the actual knee itself. They just touch the brace. Like they just go like if she's selling it, she's not grabbing her knee. She's just like grabbing the brace of it, and that never really made sense. Like you smacking the brace is not going to do anything for you.
It's like kicking somebody's cane.
Yeah. So no, I thought this match was really good. Both women looked great. I mean, they had a lot of time. Do we see this match again? Yes.
Yeah, probably.
But no, I mean overall, I was happy with it because I was kind of sketchy walking into it because Tegan just made her comeback and she's been gone for a hot minute, but she's honestly out of all the other women I've really watched on the roster and stuff, she's top 3.
She was out for 320 days.
Which is almost 321 days.
which is almost 322.
Don't try to one-up me, son.
Oh, I will all day.
But could it happen 22 months from now? Okay, I'm the only one that got that office. Okay, so I've got some.
Oh yes.
I've got some notes here for the match. My first note is that Kaylee Ray, when she first starts going for the leg, and this was almost exactly what I said she should do. Just like get in there and fucking chop block the leg. Well, she goes to chop block the leg, but instead she does an uppercut.
Right, it looked like a low blow, yeah.
Yeah, she did.
Whoa, C-bomb!
She did an uppercut to Tegan Knox's jump.
For a reason, folks.
Yeah, like I don't just drop fuck bombs, I drop cunt bombs too. It's all dirty language, folks.
That language rather just, expected, really, if you don't say that word.
Now, they called it a knee shot, and they were... We backed it up. She definitely low-blowed Tegan Knox. And I guess it doesn't hurt as bad. I'm told it hurts still. Like, I mean, of course it would, though. Like, you get kicked anywhere, it's going to hurt. But not like getting kicked in the balls.
Yeah.
But... I feel like the boob punch might square it, but definitely I'm like so it's not really a low blow. Like, does the ref call the match for a low blow in a women's match? Have we ever seen a low blow in a women's match?
No.
Watch out.
No, not really.
So that was my first note, was the uppercut, and then Tegan Knox hits a Molly go round. That was cool.
Yep.
Which is a front flip seated senton.
Yeah.
And got a near fall. And then Knox counters a gory bomb with a Canadian destroyer.
A picture perfect one at that. I had to explain to him that the
Canadian destroyer,
and Panama Sunrise are different in the sense that Adam Cole comes off the middle rope with it. That's the only real difference. Actually, I think the actual Canadian Destroyer is a lot more difficult to pull off than the Panama Sunrise. Yeah. Because you have a lot more momentum going on with the Panama Sunrise than you do with the Canadian Destroyer. It's more of a deadlift.
Yeah, she follows that with a Shiniest Wizard, but she gets the near fall because she's so close to the ropes that Kaylee Ray puts her foot on the ropes and breaks up the fall. And then... she goes for it again, and Kaylee Ray dodges it, and they're on the apron. And Knox ends up kicking the ring post.
Yeah.
With her bad leg. And
this is where Chris got really invested.
And back inside the ring, we get a gory bomb for the pinfall. And it's a little strange that. It's a little strange that she would use the Shining Wizard still when her knees are what's fucked up. And it's not like she has one bad knee, she's got two. Pick your poison. Change your finisher, maybe.
Yeah.
So you don't end up Shining Wizard kicking a fucking ring post.
Yeah.
And then losing. I think the theme of this match, or the story of this match, was that she is not nearly as seasoned as Kaylee Ray.
Yeah.
That choke slam, though.
That was a cool choke slam. She caught her running and picked her up for a choke slam.
Yeah.
Or a choke bomb. So that brings us to the end of the main event. And here on the NXT party, we like to rate the main event using good old-fashioned NXT. So let's pick Chris. Why don't you go first? Out of 5 spots of NXT, where do you rate the main event?
I'm going to give it 3 1/4, and I'm going to give it an extra quarter because I like both the matches on the show and everything it's set up. So I'm going to go 3.5 total.
Colin?
For the main event, I'm going to go 3 spots OT, and I'm not going to do an extra quarter. I thought it was a decent show, but hey, nothing seriously caught my attention. The only thing I was really enthused about, honestly, was the dragging off Alexander Wolf, confrontation.
Exchange,
But
yeah.
besides that, man, I just give it a 3. I thought the women did a great job, great enough job in the main event.
A really good job.
And go from there. So,
Jerry?
I don't know why.
Oh.
I don't know why my phone does that.
It's okay.
It's okay.
Consummate professionals.
At least this time it's not doing it to Chris's
We're
too.
consummate professionals here.
Where do you rate the main event, Jerry?
Well, I wouldn't say I was invested in the match.
God, we're not going to keep this.
Not for the rest of the episode, probably.
No. Sorry, I have to be a dead horse in the ground, or it's just not me. I'm a dad, so I have to go with it. But I'm gonna go ahead and give it 3 because there are a couple points of this match that kind of bothered me. Like, one, another babyface trope that I can't really understand, especially if we're trying to boost her win record after being away for so long. Kaylee Ray's leaving the ring. She doesn't want to wrestle you anymore. Let her fucking go. Worst thing that happens is she gets counted out. You get a W against the champion and possibly a title opportunity later on because of it.
Thank you.
Granted, they're like, well, she's got more honor and more dignity than that. It's like, yeah, she's sure honor and dignity when she's holding up the belt and is at 100% health and able to actually defend it. Great. But, all she ended up doing was just jacking up her knee more and about putting herself on an injured list by going after somebody that's like way more medically sound than she is at this point. So, Tegan, I love her character. I think she's going to do great. But she is definitely the Marty Jannetty of Team Kick. Okay, Dakota Kai has her over in spades at this point. She came back from injury at the same time. She's already back to her winning ways against Tainara this last time.
Yep.
And chances are she's going to put on another great match. Or, since we're getting Tegan over in NXT on regular NXT television, it won't shock me if they team up together. Because this was filmed maybe a month or so ago, which means she's probably had time to rehab any injuries she may have actually sustained in this match. So, the idea of Tegan, like, having her match and possibly being attacked by somebody else, like, put her in the ring with Aaliyah and Vanessa, or Aaliyah or Vanessa Bourne for her first match over there, and have Aaliyah or Vanessa Bourne attack at the end of the match and them double team, and for Dakota Kai to come out there and set up a tag match. Because then you have them, they can actually form as a tag team, possibly challenge for the women's tag titles since they can be done cross-brand. But that's all hearsay right now. We're talking about this match. This match was great, but it wasn't that great. Middle of the road, I give it about 3.
3. Well, I thought this was a good match, so for me, good starts at 3.
Yeah.
And it was actually better than I expected it to be, honestly. So I'm going to go 3 1/4 off of that. I'm not going to give it an extra quarter because the rest of the show was, again, good but not great.
Yeah.
So I'm going to go 3 1/4 spots of NXT.
So we had ourselves a pretty decent show.
Pretty decent show.
It was really, really, really okay.
It was really okay. Nice. So that brings us to the end of this episode of the NXT Party. Thank you for joining us and having a spot of NXT. And thank you, Colin. Thank you, Chris, for joining us as well. And Chris, where can we find you if we want to talk and bullshit about wrestling?
You can find me on Twitter at Christopher Mace. You can also go to my YouTube channel, The Holiday Christopher Mace. You can watch some of my newest posts there. I'll be having a Hell in a Cell predictions with good brother Chris coming up tomorrow. And have a new episode of The Holiday Break where we just pretty much BS and talk about wrestling for a little bit. So it's always fun times. And if you also want to find any member of the NXT, you can always go to my wrestling content. So I don't have because I will be horrible at trying to ever learn channel names. So you can always look up there and you can always see their newest episodes, find their newest episodes, going that way too to find their channels if you want to like and subscribe to their channels as well. So
yep, that's where you can find all of the channels that he has invested in. Colin.
We're not going to let you invest in work.
Colin, where can we find you?
Like I said.
No.
You can find me on Twitter at NoDQ Colin Andrew. You can find me on my YouTube channel that I invested a little bit of time in this week. At The Cleaver Colin Andrew. I posted 2 new videos this week, and you'll probably get at least 1 or 2 more when SmackDown ends tomorrow night. Yeah, that's really where you can find me. Instagram too, Colin26Andrew. Don't add me on Facebook, because I will not fucking add you back. So.
Oh, that's pretty much any of us.
Yeah, that's reserved for NXT members.
Yes.
That's my plugs. If anyone wants to invest their time into plugging their stuff, go for it.
So yeah, we don't. I think Chris might, but most of us don't add you on Facebook because we have Jerry's group to do that with. Yep. And if you'd like to add us, you have to join the NX team. Yeah. And if you'd like to join the NX team, you can find me on Twitter. Go to nodq.com/Stefan. That's STEFAN. Or if you just want to look me up on Twitter, it's at Stefan R. Osborne. OSBORNE. As always, the R stands for restricted.
Because he's a cunt.
You can also find the gentleman on Twitter.
At NoDQ General, and also my Facebook group Armbar, all capital ARMBAR exclamation point.
Yeah, as we alluded to earlier, that's where you can find us on Facebook and all of the things that we invest our time in. You can also find me on Instagram, where I've invested no time.
None.
No content. I put up a profile picture. I believe they required it, so fine, whatever. I think Google just gave me an Instagram.
It was Facebook because
it was a merge. It was a merge with Facebook.
I just logged on and I had like 20 some followers. Now I've got like 53, and I think it would be hilarious to get to 100, to get to triple digits with no content. So if you'd like to help me do that, you can find me at osborne.stefan on Instagram. But don't expect content. I'm not going to follow you back either. Like, I don't use Instagram. I just think it's fucking hilarious. I didn't even have an Instagram account, but somehow I was able to log on and I had like 20 some followers. And I'm like, what are you following? Anyway.
Instagram's like pretty much Twitter for illiterate people.
So if you like our video, click the like button that's over here underneath me. And if you like all of our videos, do yourself a favor. Click the subscribe button that's over there underneath the general. And if you are watching this on nodq.com, click that bell icon. Mm-hmm. That'll let you know when we go live for our NXT review. That's What's NXT. We do that on Thursday morning, somewhere around 7, 8 o'clock. It is actually going to be a little bit later from now on.
It's going to be about 9.
About 90 minutes later, our shift is shifting 90 minutes forward, and we're now going to get off at 6 a.m. So everything is going to be a little bit different. Probably going to be better for everybody.
You'll actually be able to wake up and go into work and listen to us as you're driving.
Yes, thank God.
Yeah, as opposed to as you're on the toilet taking a shit.
It's all according to what your frequency is. We don't know.
Yeah, we don't know.
You may be regular, you may not be. Eat some raisin bread. Listen to us.
Or you might be having your toast and eggs with us. Or who knows? Anyway.
Listen to us shoot the shit about wrestling while you shoot the shit into the toilet.
Subscribe to NoDQ and click the bell icon. That'll let you know when exactly we go live if you want to watch us. We almost got to double digits on viewers this week. That was cool. And live viewers, that is. I think we hit 200 plus now on.
Yeah, we hit like 250 some odd views, but we had like 9 viewers the other morning. That was really nice.
So, yeah, and if you'd like to help us gain subscribers on our channel, you can find us on Aftermatch Wrestling. That's AFTERMATCH, Aftermatch Wrestling. Yeah, Aftermatch Space Wrestling. That's our YouTube channel. That's where this show goes first and in HD. So if that's important to you, that's where you can find us in
That's
HD.
3D.
No, not 3D, just HD.
3D.
We get throttled down a little bit on no DQ, but if you've ever had to download a video that you're again going to post, like, you understand why.
Yeah.
But I post this straight from editing, and so it goes up in HD. It's not that bad. Anyway, so I think that's all the plugs.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
Watch out for Hell in a Cell prediction video. We're gonna be doing that with Noah Voster and Cindy G sometime next couple hours. Actually, 24 hours from now, probably.
Yeah, probably. I gotta
New private cuts coming this week, boys.
Yeah, I gotta pull overtime tomorrow, so I gotta come home from work, watch SmackDown, and then do the predictions. And,
I will be Skyping from home.
I think we're gonna try to do that live, so that might be another thing that you want to check out on NoDQ. Again,
if you hear a bell at like 7 o'clock in the morning, that's gonna be us.
Yeah, because if we go live, then I don't have to edit and then wait for it to process and then post it, and then Aaron has to download it and then edit it and then post it. Like, it's a whole lot of work. Where I could just go live and it goes right on the channel.
Yeah.
Boom.
Are you gonna be able to do that Skyping? Because I don't think you've tried that yet.
Yeah, we have done that.
Okay, cool.
We did it with Noah.
Just whatever happened with Jeff Meacham and me a couple weeks ago.
We did it with predictions with Noah.
The lost episode.
Yeah, the lost episode.
Oh, yes.
That's hilarious. So yeah, help us get to 1,000 subscribers on Aftermatch, and we're going to start doing this show, the NXT party, live on Aftermatch, because it's not a random number. Like, we have to have
1,000 viewers or 1,000 subscribers.
I swear it let me go live once, and we didn't even get to do anything. But now you need 1,000 subscribers, so help us get there, and we'll go live. And if you help us get there,
1,000 subscribers?
No.
Noah's got 93.
Because he went live the other night.
Yeah, he did, actually, yeah.
On his channel? Or on...
Yes. He live streamed AEW and
NXT reaction.
NXT, yes, because I was moderating it, yeah.
Well, I guess I need to double check the standards, but still, it'd be cool to get to 1,000. And if you help us get to 1,000...
Something to invest in.
And you screen cap...
Yes, the word of the day is invest. The word of the day, y'all.
So, INVEST.
Invest.
So yeah, if you help us get to 1,000 and you share any of our videos or any of it, just send me a screen cap of your sharing, and I will put you in the raffle. And I'm giving away a board game, a Clue board game, free shipping and everything. I'll send it to you, whatever. Just prove that you're helping us get to more subscribers, and I will put you in the raffle. Okay, so that's everything except our shout out to Israel Diaz.
Yep.
Thank you, sir. Watches all the videos, comments all the time. A great fan of the show. Can't wait to get him up on the screen someday to help us review NXT UK. But until then, for the holiday, Chris Mace. For the Cleaver, Colin Andrew. For the General Jerry Slaughter, I am the Wizard of No DQ, Stephen Osborne. Thank you for having a spot of NXT with us. God, this is a lot of shit. We will see you in NXT time.
Invest into No DQ.